It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. There is another episode of AEW Dynamite. It's Wednesday. I'm just saying, that guy over there,
I'm Ranger Motions.
and
It's
we are,
Wednesday.
and we are Top Rope Tokes.
Yeah.
Just like every Wednesday and Friday, here to talk wrestling with you.
Hey. Yep. And I'm gonna kick back, have a nice glass of wine, and crack open the Book of Hobbs. Because it was Hobbs' night.
And the thing is, I want to jump right into the main event. So, early they gave us reason to doubt because Renee was going to speak with Hobbs, but first they showed a Wardlow video that his car was broken into, his gear was stolen, the title was stolen, it's all gone.
Mm-hmm. The crowd just went silent every time Wardlow was on screen today, and I loved it. It's like, nope, we don't want that.
Hobbs. You took away his Goldberg style entrance, and the one thing that really made him seem over is gone because of that. But Hobbs says Wardlow only has one thing left, and that's being called a champion, and he's going to take that from him too.
Mm-hmm. He took that. Take that.
But then later we get Tony with Wardlow, who talked about how he's had a great deal of loss lately. Luckily, he has some friends that let him borrow him some clothes. Wearing a nice FTR shirt because they're back.
That was a sweet FTR tank top.
Oh yeah, tank top.
I don't know. FTR gear is just nice.
And always has, a lot of times has that vintage look, but still nice, so it just works.
Yeah.
Since he's stressed for occasion, how about they make their match tonight at Falls Count Anywhere, and he was going to demolish Hobbs. You were wrong.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, little did he know. Dog. Yeah, so I went into tonight with like 3% Hobbs chance, and then like as the day went on, I was just more and more like Hobbs. Like the Hobbs fan in me just kept saying, no, Hobbs is winning tonight. You know it. There's nothing that leads to like him winning tonight.
You murder him, basically. His career, just, you derail it.
Yeah. And I was like, he needs this win. Wardlow does not need this win. Like, he is the last person to beat the current champion, so he does not need a win right now. So he'll always be relevant to say, well, I was the last person to beat MJF, and I beat him bad.
So, I found this kind of weird, but I never mentioned it to you during the show. Usually the champion enters second, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wardlow's music hits. He never comes out. We're sitting there waiting, and they show that the fight had actually started backstage.
Yeah. Well, you play Wardlow's music because Wardlow started the fight in the back, apparently. But once again, Wardlow's music comes on. No one even stands up. Just complete silence. In the crowd. And they're like, nope, don't want it. We came here for Hobbs. And like the guy that had multiple Powerhouse Hobbs signs.
Right, perfectly in the center of the shot for the ring, too. Just perfect. Main event just kept switching like every 5 seconds.
Yep, he's like, yep, and here's my Hobbs signs. But yeah, he knew the assignment.
Because, of course, obviously, this match has to end up back inside the arena as opposed to backstage. But first, not using it. I'm not. I don't know if you are. But there was a moment backstage that was like, holy crap. And it just really helped display how strong Powerhouse Hobbs is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the right moment. Because I have carried many a keg, empty and full, And I have never seen someone fling a keg like a baseball or like a Cam Newton football pass before. Because that thing just.
Like, he threw it
Yeah.
with power. It wasn't like a keg toss. It was a keg, I'm throwing it at your head.
Yeah, it was like a baseball pitch with a keg. That man is ridiculously powerful.
I just knew it needed to be mentioned that happened before they ever got back to the ring, because that was a holy crap kind of moment.
That was the first. I was like, I don't even know what else is happening right now. I just saw that man fling a keg. And I'm like, kegs are not fling size.
Yo, Hobbs suplex Wardlow on top of a car. Wardlow back body drops Hobbs onto a windshield and breaks it. They eventually brawl back to the ring.
They pretty much street fightered up that car. I don't know what that caddy did to them, but they fucked that caddy up.
Now, see, part of the reason I was kind of questioning it, because I was like, it needed to be mentioned. But once they got back out to the ring, there was some nice "We Want Tables" chants going on. And when Hobbs got to pull one out, that was one of the better reactions of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, when he pulled the table out, the crowd is going nuts. Like, yes, the table.
But kind of like what happens a lot in wrestling, and you'll even see the wrestlers talk about it. Usually whoever introduces the weapon, it gets used against them. Hobbs was laying on it. Wardlow went to the top rope, dove to the outside with a senton. Only a 2 count. Crashing through that table.
Yeah. Hobbs is a buff dude. He kick out of a senton through a table from a dude that big.
I mean, it shows how big he was, because when he got powerbombed onto the ramp after, that was a hell of a thud.
Mm-hmm. And Wardlow barely got him up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was still like a
It was a struggle.
I wonder if there was a little bit of a shockwave for the people sitting close by.
Like, I said during the show, like, for me, like, hearing that thud, that just it had to be one of those hits that kind of like goes through your spine and like you can't breathe for a moment, kind of thing.
Yeah, it just instantly just makes you go, and all that air is gone. Yeah. I mean, it was a short match for a reason, because even though they both can do some stuff, they're still big meaty men, and they're gonna be bumping meat.
All right, what's more impressive, Wardlow doing a senton, or the amount of air / distance Powerhouse Hobbs covered with frog splash? Not tonight, but before.
It's still gotta be that frog splash, because how many times have you seen even guys who are high flyers jump 3/4 of the ring?
Outside of only a handful of newer, very athletic people who have like ridiculous verticals,
Yeah.
like for the longest time through like our growing up and everything, RVD was probably the only person I know that was getting that far.
Yeah, that's like the only person that I could think of from wrestling that I've watched is RVD. And I'm like, RVD, that's what he did. Hobbs just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do a frog splash, whatever. And just do it from 3/4 away.
But these two big meaty men slapping meat battled their way up to the ramp, where it looked like Wardlow, he was signaling for the powerbomb Tiffany, about to powerbomb Hobbs off of the stage, and everybody's new favorite wrestler showed up.
Yeah, QT. QT does not suck, you guys.
He was wearing
QT
the
does not
QTV shirt.
suck.
So confirmed that was him.
QT's sweet.
It was
QT's the best.
fair shot to the back. Wardlow turns around, pissed off, grabs him by the throat. QT just straight dick kicks him. Hits him with the chair 1 or 2 more times before helping Hobbs powerbomb Wardlow.
Yeah. It felt like QT just did the lifting and then Hobbs threw him out of QT's arms.
When it was off the stage, that is putting it generously. Because I don't know what that structure was that was right next to the stage and how far it was supposed to collapse, but he was only like a couple feet lower than the stage.
Hey. But QT Marshall, though.
You're my hero.
You can't forget. He's easily top 5 greatest wrestlers of all time.
So comment,
based on his influence,
So commentary had to bring it up that this was back from when they had made a deal however long ago. Because remember, Hobbs was gone for a while and everything.
Right.
And this was him, returning the favor.
Forgot about that.
Right. But Wardlow did not get up, and we have a new TNT champion.
Yeah.
But it gets better. You remember that TNT title that was reported to be stolen earlier in the show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You want to know who stole it? It was QT.
Everybody's hero.
The GOAT. Yeah. Yeah, he was top 5 just a second ago. Now he's the GOAT. QT Marshall, the GOAT.
Things you never thought you'd be saying in 2023.
Yeah. I salute you, QT.